What's up, everybody? Jeannie Mai and Jeezy's relationship went downhill so fast that even they weren't ready for the impact. They went from Jeannie Mai saying, "I'm going to submit to my man," to calling the police to his house. Now, that's wild. Every time I see relationships that start so fast, all this crazy love, all of a sudden they meet today, the next day they are engaged, the next week they are married, and a year passed, boom, divorce. It's kind of weird, but that's how it usually goes. Jeannie Mai had to call the police to get her stuff from Jeezy's house. Why did she wait almost a year to get her things? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Jeezy will have given her stuff since the beginning when they separated. I assume nobody wants to have the ex-partner things in their house, especially when at the end he was sick of her. You know, when Jeannie Mai and Jeezy started dating, it was a big shock because she didn't like dark meat at all. I guess it was too fatty for her.
You dated black guys.
Loved black guys. Yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean, dark meat on the side?
Because she lightweight offensive. I am
I'm not. I'm saying I really do think black men are attractive. I do. Like that's my.
Well, what do you mean, dark meat on the side?
That means, honey. You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
I know how did you say it?
I'm just saying, when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
You like your main man to be white and your side piece
that is not what I mean.
Jeannie, explain what you mean.
Okay,
what
I meant is I used to date black men. Okay, and I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to because it just kept me happiest was my man Freddie, who happens to be white.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What Tamar said is exactly what she meant. I don't believe she even dated black men before Jeezy. Her look back then doesn't give that vibe. That's why she said that type of comment. But I guess Jeezy didn't care about that at all.
But did you hear, I've always wanted to ask you this. So there was a comment that she said on The Real a while ago. And she basically said she likes her, lean and white meat, but then she likes her dark meat on the side. Did y'all ever talk about those comments that she made back in the day?
I'm going to tell you how real she is.
Because you the entree now, FYI.
We're always an entree. But before we even started dating, we had that conversation.
Really?
You know first thing, when we really talked, she sat me down. She said, listen, it was something that I said, and it might have got taken out of context, and I want you to listen to it in its entirety. And I did. And I think you guys do journalism.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do it every day. People can take what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I know her people. I know her family. I ain't never felt no sense of racism. She comes from the Bay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She eats chitlins.
Right. And she knows some real, she knows E40 better than me. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think sometimes people look for things in people, but at the same time, you got to know I'm a good judge of character, and I'm not going to do nothing that's going to jeopardize my integrity. But she's so solid. That's one of the first conversations we had.
That's fine.
You did.
People may say things that seem so insignificant, but there is some true meaning behind them. She preferred her white man, period. But let's be honest, dating black men has become sort of cool, especially after the Kardashians. Everybody wants to have a mixed baby. Mixed baby has become some type of cute things to have around. Jeannie Mai was married for 10 years to this man called Freddie and didn't want to have children at all. And then she met Jeezy and now she wants children.
So, you know how much I love Freddie, my husband. He's my life. And before we got married, I was very clear about the fact that I probably would not have kids, just because I've never felt that. And now, getting older, he definitely seems like he wants kids, and he actually came out and said that he
Wants children.
So, I guess it's just really hard because I can't just have a child for another person. and you don't have a child to save your marriage. But we are in love and we are enjoying life, and he's my Freddie and I'm his Jeannie. And we don't have any other problems except that, which you never know what could happen in the future. So right now we are clinging to each other and we're waiting for God to kind of tell us what that means. And it's kind of weird to go to sleep every single night holding on to that person that you love so much, not knowing where it's gonna go.
After that, a few months later, she divorced her then husband, and then she met Jeezy, got married, and had a baby. The ex-husband even talked about it because he was a little bitter. He begged her for years to have a baby, and then when married Jeezy in 2019, and by 2021, they already had a baby. He is probably mad now, like, damn, I could have my babies with somebody else. I was trying to make you happy because you were the one who didn't want to have babies. But that shows her character, being selfish and hot temper as she proclaims herself.
And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? But I was triggering him. So through work, we learned that we both have certain habits that...
How you are hot tempered when right before you got married, you said, I'm going to submit to my man. That shows some women, they just said that word, I'm going to submit, to pander and create some type of controversy.
That I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. Right. I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision, he formulates it with our overall vision, and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead, and I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage, and I look forward to that because
she's saying she will submit and then admits she's had temper. That admission was the basis of their divorce because it kind of gives a lie to what the relationship. She wasn't the innocent woman that she tries to show herself as. And when Jeezy suddenly filed for divorce, that's when everything was exposed. She accused Jeezy of physical abuse, leaving guns around the house, and neglecting the baby just for Jeezy to come back, showing to court the messages she was sending him, begging to stop the divorce and to try to have another baby with him. He was tired of her mom, her brother, and her family friends living in their Atlanta house. It seems like married to her was a mess. It's not impossible, but ain't no way, in my honest opinion, that Jeannie Mai is going to take abuse from this black man and stay around. Because I said that because after he filed for divorce, she come back and said, oh, he abused me. And then calling the police to get your stuff, that's a Karen move. From my research, the judge gave her the order to get her stuff in December 2024, but Jeezy requested a modification of the court order just to allow her to pick her stuff and not to walk around the house. And I agree. I don't want my ex-spouse to walk around my house when I'm not there, especially after we divorced in such a nasty way. But hey, it shows men and women that the grass is not always green on the other side, if you know what I mean. She was there, just to look cool. Look at me, I'm with this rapper, now I dress different and look different. I'm walking around like I'm the prize when she's not special at all. I mean, the marriage didn't even last 3 years. Everybody has a past, of course, but the type of past and patterns matter because she didn't want to be a mother, and now she is. She didn't like dark meat, and now she likes it out of the sudden. I just wonder if Jeezy would have given that type of chance and marry one of the sisters with those red flags. Just saying. Do you think Jeezy was just starstruck by her and didn't pay attention to the red flags? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.